that the religion considers as a legitimate marriage.
So the problem is that homosexual marriage is illegal.
So it's fornication. So it's adultery.
Okay, so if we make homosexual marriage legal, it wouldn't be.
No. When you say marriage, look, there's two forms. One is basically on the state level, and the other is a religious marriage. So what the marriage that I'm talking about is what basically the religion recognizes as a valid marriage.
Okay, so and why?
If you're talking about religion, then you have to come from the angle of religion, not from the angle of state legislated
But what is wrong with two women together or two men together?
Well,
what is wrong?
If I believe that God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, then this is what, if God has told us, look, there are certain things God has told us. For example,
don't you believe in love? Do you believe in love?
Yes, of course.
So by that standard, what's wrong with a mother and a son having a relationship, a sexual relationship?
No, excuse me, I haven't.
Incest.
Sorry, I'm saying by that same standard, you wouldn't deem it to be wrong for a mother and her son to have a loving relationship, because
incest. He's talking about incest.
No, okay, no, it's incest. Okay, well, I'm talking about now because one step.
Yeah.
Let me clear to you. What are the criteria we are utilizing? We are utilizing. What are the criteria we are utilizing to come to know what is right, what is wrong? Because bear in mind, back in the days, like 50 years ago, in Europe, in America, gay was something wrong. So what happened? Why it
yes,
became...
like when in America, people were killing black people just because they were black.
I understand that's the first point. So what is the criteria? Why it was wrong and now it become right? What is the criteria? Is it because, just let me help you.
Homosexuality has never been wrong. In ancient Greek, they were all homosexual. The Magister used to.
I think it comes easy to us because this is something, our flesh is basically always more susceptible to sinning than to doing good. But we have to basically overcome that desire and try to be righteous. Because you see, the reason God has given these laws is for the good of not just the individual, but of the society as a whole. For example, many people have this desire to drink alcohol. They know it doesn't benefit them. It basically causes harm to their liver and so on. And what does Islam do? Islam basically nips it in the bud. It's not your individual, desire to drink and to feel merry and feel good. Okay, but you might be drinking. Every person who's an alcoholic, at one point probably said that I will drink responsibly. Yes, they all said that I will not get into trouble or get anyone else in trouble. But look where they ended up. Or maybe someone who was driving and then knocked into someone who's never touched alcohol before. So you see, this is Islam basically looks at the rights of not just the individual, but of the society as a whole.
Excuse me, I don't want to sound rude. There were people waiting for me. I just need to send them a text and tell them I'm here.
I think this chat made a really important point that God has rights as well. Yeah. Actually, we talk about our rights. I have my rights. God has rights over us, actually, and there's something we never hear about in our world today. You don't hear it on the BBC or anywhere. That God has rights over us. It's all about my rights as an individual. And that is completely contrary to the teaching of Jesus and Muhammad and all the prophets and messengers of God. And it's that crucial truth that only Islam, in my view, proclaims with crystal clear clarity. Only Islam proclaims that very clearly. It's been smudged over in Christianity, it's been smudged over in Judaism. What's
the hadith?
The hadith of Mu'adh al-Jabal, the messenger of Allah asked Mu'adh, he said, "Oh Mu'adh, you know Allah has right over us clearly." He said, Allah and His Messenger knows best. He said, Allah has right over us to worship Allah and to not associate anything as a partner of Him. Likewise, we have a right over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever does that, Allah will not punish him.
So this is similar to this line. Yeah, we have rights over God, that He will, according to God's own teaching.
The scholars mentioned here, our right over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one made a compulsion upon Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a compulsion upon Himself.
You see, that is the beauty of...
Some of them said it's from His favor, from His blessings.
You see, that's the beauty of Islam in the sense that, I don't know if you have seen any contracts that people basically do, whether it's within your company, your employee, there's always this terms of condition you need to basically abide by. You see, Islam hasn't left any voids. It basically has told you what the terms of conditions are for every aspect of your life, which we call the Sharia. There are many people who misuse the meaning and the wording of Sharia to only imply the judicial, the laws, the punishments and so on. But there's a huge aspect to it about the rights of the man over the woman and so on.
I want to talk to all of you.
I want you to listen to this point very well. As a Muslim, logic dictates, and logically speaking, that if I make a car from scratch, is there anyone knows about the car better than I do? No one knows. So therefore, if you want to know about the cut in details, who you come to? The one who made it. So therefore, logically, the logic dictates, we believe Allah is the creator of everything. So He knows about ourselves and everything in details better than human beings. So logic dictates to follow His commandment, then follow the human laws. You see what I'm saying? That's what logic dictates. That's why we have to focus on establishing that it's good.
Absolutely. But I think for this lady, what we need to do is, because she doesn't believe in God,
Before that,
we need to step back a bit from the Sharia and explanations in the Quran and so on, and try to make her understand why do we need to worship God? Why do we need? What is the purpose, not only of our life, but of actually believing in a God? And that's what we need to do in this case.
Even Hashim, this is what differentiates us from animals. You don't follow your desire, you control your desire.
No, we spoke about that earlier. Question. But why don't you look at the flip side? If he was wrong, okay, let's say assume that all the religions out there, what they're preaching, okay, all that is basically nonsense, and none of that will ever materialize. After you die, you just become dust. Well, once you're dust, then you won't have the faculty to think that you were wrong.
Okay, I do believe.
Now look at the flip side. Wait, I'll finish. Look at the flip side. So once you become dust, that's it. Nothing to think about. Nothing to basically to be worried about what you did or did not do in your life. Yes, and this is something you don't have to basically say that this opportunity, because you won't be thinking after you're dead. You'll be dust. You see what I mean?
You should assure me if you were.
Is that your question?
Yeah, but the thing is, what you're asking, you're assuming there's a life after death.
Yes,
You see what I mean?
Yes, I do believe in life after death.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Okay.
Very few agnostic people actually believe that.
Okay. I do believe that.
believe in life after death?
Yes, because I do believe in science. So
science?
everything.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing. Okay. Everything. Nothing. It's created from nothing, and nothing. It's destroyed from nothing.
Oh, you mean
we all move to another. Energy moves. So
energy converts from one.
So when we die, I
form
do
to another.
believe there's some energy in us, and it turns into something
In
else.
today's newspaper, the Sun newspaper, not that I want to quote the Sun, but it quotes Sir Roger Penrose, who's a leading British physicist at Cambridge, saying exactly what you just said. In today's edition of the Sun newspaper, he quotes a bunch of physicists.
Yes, it's not my opinion, but many people.
No,
have
I'm
said
saying
that
what you're
because
saying is very hot science.
So what do you,
It's not,
when you
nothing
say you
is
believe
created,
in,
nothing is destroyed.
No.
Everything just turned to another.
you're basically telling us about the third law of thermodynamics, which is basically matter is neither created nor destroyed. Yes. And this is actually in a closed system, which we believe in as well.
A closed
The important thing is this: when you say you believe in life after death, okay, it's probably very different to what the religious people believe in, because they believe that you will actually have a soul which will be conscious, yes, in the life after death, and based on your life in this world, have you led it, and based on what God expects of you and what God is going to reward you or punish you in the life after death, this is what you'll experience. Physically experience this actually. And this is what we believe as life after death. So it's kind of different from the scientific angle which you're talking about, because as far as energy is
No,
concerned,
I still don't have the exact image of my life after that, because science says that things, but I imagine something greater after life. I don't know. I don't know what.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's the point. I don't know.
You know, there's
what.
something called the Pascal's wager, which is basically what you're kind of hinting on in a way when you ask Paul about, let's say, what he was, what desires he had in this life. He did not basically act upon it because the religion prohibited that. Okay, so what I'm saying that, okay, let's flip that on the other side and say that what God told you to do, yes, you did, and what He told you to prohibit, what He prohibited, you basically did not do it. You avoided that, and based on that, you'll either be rewarded or punished. Now you tell me, who's the person who's better off? The person who believes this, okay, that there is a life after death and there's a punishment or a reward waiting for me, or the same person who believes all these things, yes, and there really is all that religious thing is just basically rubbish and nothing actually happens. He dies, he's dust, and that's it. So either way, he's the one who wins. The person who believes in religion.
Who's taking the bigger risk?
But a person who did not believe in religion, and he says, oh, there's no life after death, and there's nothing going to happen to me, reward or punishment, and there actually is going to be reward and punishment, then you're basically really, really taking a huge gamble there.
She does believe in life after death.
Yes.
No, but in a different way
but
to.
I don't know. I don't know what to believe. You know, Dante
You'll know when you
wrote.
get there.
Look at which one has
Too late,
look
man.
at which one has the best evidence.
Italian.
That would be logical.
God you believe in,
No,
your God
we
could be
don't
wrong,
have
though.
any
Ah,
evidence of life
could be
after
right.
death.
No.
You
Okay,
might be wrong, so-
the book itself. If somebody told you the Bible is correct, yeah, or if somebody told you the Quran is correct, yeah, how would you differentiate which is the truth? You would look in it and look for evidence. Correct?
Evidence, okay.
Do you believe that evidence doesn't reside in there? Is that what you believe?
There's no evidence about life after death.
Hold on.
It's fake.
Sure.
It's just fake.
So you're saying there's no life after death?
No, I do believe in that, but it's fake.
Her idea of life after death is different to ours.
Yes, it's like a wish because I don't think if we die and turn to dust, it was really everything meaningless. Really everything meaningless.
That's why Allah sent the Quran. أفحسبتم أن أو translate it because the Quran أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون فتعالى الله الملك الحق. Do you think that we created without any purpose? Allah is far away from this imperfection because this goes against the wisdom of God. For God to create us for nothing and then everyone die, then there's nothing after that. What about Hitler, what he did? Who's going to judge him for that? What about Stalin? Who's going to judge him for that? What about all these murderers? Who's going to judge them for that? You see what I'm saying? That's why people, they wish there's nothing after death because they know what is the outcome.